G'day, it's Joel Rasmussen from Southern Cross Combat, and ahead of his fight at Hex 33, I'm talking to Mr. Justin Van Heerden. Justin, thank you very much for having me. We're at a secure location, beautiful view. How come you get at a place with such a nice view?
I guess because I'm a likable guy that, gets looked after. We have good sponsors. We have good people supporting us, so they look after us. It's a nice view, secure, secret location. We do some secret stuff in the lead up on fight week, so it's good. It's good to have privacy.
Well, I appreciate you inviting me into the inner sanctum. Nothing too crazy has happened, but I understand, I am a member of the media. You are a lightweight. And I don't mean that derogatorily, so that can sometimes be an insult to people. But in the literal sense, you are now a lightweight. I know it's not your first time fighting above featherweight, but take me through this. Why? Why are you a lightweight? Why is Justin Van Heerden going a lightweight?
It just seemed like the right choice to go to lightweight at this point, because obviously regionally it's a tough spot to be in at featherweight. On the eternal sort of side of things, they're not really going to give me any contenders or give me any fights, because then I'm just taking fights away from Seb, and then if I beat them, I can't fight Seb. So I knew, like, with that, it was going to be a sort of weird spot to be in. And then outside of that, I fought everyone else. So it's like, looking at it at Hex, it was like, yeah, I'm coming off a win again, coming off a win, sort of looking to sort of do something. George is obviously just fought Jarrett. He's fighting this weekend as well, but would he have taken a fight with me? No, because it wouldn't make much sense. Like, he's already fought me, he's already beat me. It's not like there's anything to gain from it, unless it was like something like, say Seb's Grand Prix fight with Dimps went to Dimps, and then I fought Dimps, and I had the featherweight belt at Eternal, and George had the Hex belt, and then you can kind of maybe somehow figure something out, but probably not, because then obviously promotion, you've seen what happens. And then, yeah, so it's just a weird spot to be in. So I pitched the idea to Joe about going to lightweight. And then, we just decided to hit up Hex and go, what can we do at lightweight? And then initially we kind of were even floating the idea of like a 4-man Grand Prix for the belt. Initially, like, the first name that popped up for me when I was thinking about it, looking at the landscape at lightweight and looking at lightweights that are sort of tied to Eternal or who's not and stuff like that. And then my idea and the name that I put forward was Kieran Joblin, because he's on a win streak, very experienced, been fighting pro since I was like an amateur, so be a good name to have in your record. He's a good dude. I've trained with him, obviously know him quite well, so it would be like a sick fight to have. And then, like, from a competitor side of things, and he's just such a cool dude, such a likable dude, so it's like it'd be a privilege to sort of share the cage with him. So that's kind of the name I first floated at him, and I think they were going to do Joblin versus someone else potentially, and then they were looking at doing me versus someone else, and then the winners fight for the lightweight title or something. And it was just all sort of ideas that were going around, and then I walked into the gym and there was a name on the board next to my name, and ended up being Raph. So I was like, cool, let's go.
I still want to talk about the lightweight thing. There's a bunch I want to talk about, but just a little point I would like to, just curious about. So as you said there, you can't fight Seb because he's a man who's in the gym. However, you talk about, the potential of fighting Kieran Joblin, a man you have trained with before. Where is, like, that line? Like, how much can someone get close to you before it's like, okay, we're not going to fight each other? That being said, I understand you're not going to fight Seb. He's in your gym. I'm not saying why aren't you fighting Seb, but like, clip it. But how close? How many sessions do you think is like, all right, now we can't fight each other?
Nah, it's not so much a session thing. It's like, because previous to fighting George, like, I trained with George and sparred with George before, so it's not like it was like, it's not that. It's the people that I am on the mats with every day, that I'm grinding with every day. Like, unless you're part of that core group of people, like, unless you're, that group of people, like, you're in that group with me, like Jarrett, Colby, Amina, Seb, K-Sib, fucking Volk, like, unless you're in our group, in our team, you can get it. Whether I like you or not, you can get it. Like, I'll fight whoever at whatever weight, whatever makes sense for me to do. But yeah, if you're not on, the freestyle team, like, you can get fucked up. Respectfully and not so respectfully.
I know you just said it there, but I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. So you're not going to fight Amin Haddad?
No, because I don't want to take a fight that is so risky at this point in my career. I think I'll kind of, because I don't want to get knocked down that many pegs on the ladder. I kind of want to, something I can do better at. So, Raph, Amina, yeah, I don't want to fight Amina. I don't want to get hit. She beats me up in the gym. I don't want her to beat me up in front of like thousands of people, and also like my friends and family watching. It's not something I can deal with right now at this point in my life. Shout out feminism.
Shout out to feminism. Talking about it hasn't worked out this way because now you're at lightweight and you're fighting tomorrow. But you mentioned about when we were talking about looking back at featherweight, you were like, not really much to offer, George. You are a man who is coming off a win at featherweight, though. Do you think there was any path back to that title? Did you think do you think if you fought and won 2 more times at featherweight, you'd be back at that title picture, or were you like, I don't really care enough, let's just go to lightweight?
Yeah, it's like, even if I did fight again and I had another win and say George, continued his momentum, and for example, obviously because the other champion's Sebastian, but say for example George, like say he continued his momentum and maybe he didn't get signed yet or he didn't get on contenders or something yet, if you present that fight again as a fight offer, he's not taking it. It just makes no sense. Not saying he's worried about the fight or anything, but like it wouldn't make sense. Like he's already fought me, he's already beat me, he doesn't need to fight me again. But if unless, and you'd never get this, but unless say, I think the only time you take a rematch with someone, that he'll take a rematch with someone like me, especially with how our fight went, is if like it was like guaranteed you were going to get a contract to like a bigger promotion, and they were like, you two are fighting, it's fucking everything on the line. Yeah, then you're going to do it right because you got everything to gain. But I think just to give me the opportunity to fight again to get that one back without anything really for him to gain, I think it just doesn't make any sense. But also, I just don't think it's a good fight for him to take again. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's ill-advised. It'd be ill-advised. But yeah, he's killing it. He's doing his thing. So I'm focused on lightweight and what's ahead in this division, because there's obviously exciting matchups. There's a bunch of people I haven't fought. A chance at another belt in a second weight class. That looks really good. And just more reason to show why I'm like at the top of the bill in the region, and I want my pound for pound number one spot back. So that's the plan.
Looking forward, looking at lightweight. How are we feeling at lightweight? You were making some comments to me earlier at the press conference about how you're feeling at lightweight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Obviously, there's going to be like benefits with moving up in weight, and obviously not. Like I'm a big featherweight, and obviously, getting down to featherweight is going to take its toll. Like in the sport, just as it is, the strain that your body takes. Then you add on, cutting weight and sort of what I have to do differently at lightweight compared to featherweight. It's like night and day. But I feel good, feel great. Obviously, we're at this point now. We're close to the weigh-ins. We're at that sort of final stretch. So it's still the same. Like I've still been diligent, still been professional. Like got my nutritionist, that's my nutritionist sort of knowledge behind me. You got the strength and conditioning program that I do with Chris Jaffrey, and it's just like everything's dialed in. Like I've got great minds around me. I just have to sort of pick their brains, do what they tell me to do, and then kind of utilize my own sort of experience with like knowing how my body responds to things. So all in all, looking at it, I feel really good at lightweight. Like obviously bigger, stronger, more explosive, more energy. Like it's night and day. Obviously, anytime you don't have to deplete yourself, you're gonna fucking feel amazing. So I mean, I like to think the best I've ever felt was like both times I walked into the cage at welterweight, because I didn't have to cut any weight. I just walked into the scale. Like, there might be something to it. But obviously then you're getting, but then you look at it, you're getting in there with someone who's like 85, 87, 88, 89 kilos. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? So, but with my frame, my my height, my length, everything like that, my body type at lightweight, I feel really good. I think I slot right into this division quite perfectly. And it's good. I think tomorrow or Saturday night's going to be a good time for me to showcase how much better I've gotten, like I always do, fight the fight, but then also how much better I can perform at this weight class. Because I kind of knew that eventually at some point I'd fight in this weight class. And then it kind of just came about now that this is the right time for it. So, yeah, lightweight lockjaw, it has arrived.
So you kind of mentioned it there about how it feels, but so you didn't John Jones your way up a weight class?
No, obviously I didn't take like a bunch of time off now to like fucking do a crazy sort of change. But I have, because obviously after the Costa fight, I was already being like proactive with wanting another fight, like I always am. But then was already kind of planting the seeds in my own head to be like maybe lightweight. So I was already starting to make some changes. So there's definitely like obviously in this time period, like this sort of time period, you're not gonna pack on like fucking stupid amounts of muscle and make a complete change to your physique. But I feel like I've definitely done the right things and ticked the right boxes. So it'd be a good first foray into the lightweight division, make myself sort of known in the division, remind people who the fuck I am, and then leading into the title fight, because obviously it's a number one contender fight, so leading into the title fight early next year, sort of Feb, March timeline or whatever. Obviously that's going to be, I guess we'll probably see a more significant change, because then that's obviously a bit more time to keep settling into lightweight, keep making those sort of changes that I've made and just sort of maintain everything. Because I was always so big at featherweight, so I really haven't had to do much physically to sort of slot into this weight class. It's just like little things, but like I said, I've got good people around me, so I just fucking do my job.
When I said, have you John Jones your way here, and you started that answer with, I hadn't taken, I was like, whoa, where's this about to go? But you mention it there. It's the number one contenders fight. You were fighting Raph Scott. First off, talking about the opponent, what do you make of Raph Scott?
Yeah, obviously super game. I think all his wins are finishes, so that's always good. Guy that's dangerous when he does get the job done. He does it usually with a finish, and he looked good in his last fight. That was his first fight back after like a few years, like 6 years or something, 5-6 years. So yeah, it looked good. Weathered, like put the pace on early, weathered some sort of adversity, and then was able to sneak up a sneaky submission. So yeah, I think it's cool. It's a good fight for me to go out there and perform. Like he's someone. It's hard for me. I think I've said this before. Like I think if you look at the level of competition when I fight, I often perform the best when I'm in fights where someone's like presenting danger. Like if you look at my fight with like a Lavi, you look at my fight with Philpott, you look at my fight with, my fights with Rod, where there's like a clear present danger where you can get put away at any point. I think I perform the best. So I'm excited at the prospect that this dude's probably going to walk me down. He's probably going to have the approach of, I'm a lightweight. I fought my whole career pretty much at this weight. This dude's coming up in featherweight, so he's probably going to think that he's going to be able to just bully me in there, walk me down, and do his thing. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to give me opportunities to, I guess, capitalize on that and potentially definitely get a sort of highlight reel finish, which is my plan for the fight. But no, I think he's really good. I think he's dangerous. He's got some good skills. Obviously, with the long time off, and then you didn't get to see much in his last fight, and was able to sneak up a submission. His opponent's grappling isn't like all that good, so it's not really. It's hard to sort of tell. Like, is he actually still fresh, still on, still going to be as dangerous as what he was before he stepped away, or is he more dangerous because of the time off and the time that he's just probably spent training and coaching and just kind of like resetting. And then obviously, like I saw the clip that they put up where he sort of took everyone on a tour of his gym. You can see the guy's like doing well for himself. He's got a really nice gym, and he's fucking obviously like doing pretty good in other areas of his life as well. So I believe when he says like he fights because he loves it and because it's fun and because he wants to go out there and put on a show. So I'm expecting that's what he's going to do, and I expect that that's going to give me the opportunity to do what I know I'm capable of, because I know without a doubt I'm super well-rounded, super dangerous. My fight IQ is really high. I'm super experienced and I'm active. I'm probably one of, if not the most active fighter in the region, and I have been for the last few years. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be all the makings for an exciting fight with an exciting finish, but I definitely plan on putting him away and doing it very violently.
Except for that year off.
Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird time.
A weird blip in.
Weird fucking time. Yeah.
You said there, you're looking to put him away. He's a man who, yes, he got a submission finish in his last fight. I rate his grappling very well. You're a man who is no stranger to grappling. You're a man who's no stranger to sparking people. Where do you kind of see, if that does come true, where do you see the finish being?
If he wants to, like, honestly, the way I look at it, I think he's going to be in for a surprise if he thinks that, like, I don't know, if he thinks I'm going to be too small or much smaller or not as strong or something, like I think he's going to realize like real quick, like they call me lockjaw for a fucking reason. And if you give me the opportunity and I get your neck, you're going to go to sleep. So I honestly see the fight starting quite aggressively. A fight, sort of high pace. I think he's going to come out and look to sort of put me away. I'm obviously planning to do the same, so I think it's going to be exciting. And if he doesn't dive for my legs, I feel like I knock him out. But even if he does, I feel like I snatch his neck and choke him out. But obviously, like he's got good grappling. His fight name, the Cowboy. Like people gave it to him in the gym because once he got on top of people, he's hard to get off. Kind of like a cowboy on a bucking horse or bull. So I expect him to be very dangerous, and I expect him to be dangerous on the feet too. I imagine he's got some power. I've seen him sort of hurt some people on the feet as well. But I don't know, man. I just look at the people I fought. I look at my resume. I look at who I've been in there with. Is he on the same grappling level as someone like Rod Costa? Probably not. Rod Costa was on my back. Could he finish me? No. So that gives you a lot of confidence going into fights like this. And look at the people I share the training room with. Look who I'm fighting alongside on this card. Colby Thickness is like arguably one of the most dangerous all-round mixed martial artists in the region, but especially his grappling is disgusting. And it's like, that guy's got chokes for days. I have to deal with that every week, day in, day out. So, that's like another bit of sort of the prep that gives you that confidence. But also, I like look at who I fought. Look at who I fought. Look at the most I fought the most dangerous guys. I fought super well-rounded guys. I fought guys with dangerous striking and power. I fought guys who've got good grappling. I fought the who's who of the Aussie MMA scene. So yeah, I'm obviously beaming with confidence going into this fight like I always am. But I still have that chip on my shoulder and feel like I need to prove everyone that I'm the guy. I'm up there for a reason. I'm going to continue to be up there for a reason until I inevitably get my shot in the big leagues and start chasing down a world title.
How is it? This was a question that was submitted from someone else. This isn't a Joel Rasmussen original. How is it to be on Colby Thickness's undercard?
Long overdue, I'd say. Weird, definitely weird, but long overdue. Nah, it's cool. It's obviously... yeah, it's weird. I've been at freestyle for like going on 4 years now, and Colby and I haven't shared a card yet, which is crazy. He's obviously cornered me from some of my fights and stuff, and we've grinded it day in, day out in the gym. Initially, we were going to fight on the same card when I fought Philpott. Shout out to my son, Philpott. But then, obviously there was an unfortunate incident in fight week where Colby and I had a head clash. He obviously couldn't fight. We were scheduled to fight Jarrett Wilbraham at the time. That fight got scrapped. Obviously, fast forward to now, Jarrett ended up coming to freestyle. So it all worked out, in the best way possible. Do I take credit for that? Was me headbutting Colby a good thing? Looks like it. I don't know. Look at where he's at now. I don't know. Maybe that was his fucking canon event. That was his villain arc. I don't know. But nah, it's cool. I'm excited to fight on the same card as Colby. I get to go out there, do my job, and then sit back and watch him claim the bantamweight title and, without a doubt, a ticket to some sort of big opportunity.
They were already calling him the champion. At the press conference, they were referring to him as the defending champion. However, the belt does remain vacant. What do you make of that? How do you think people are viewing Colby heading into this?
Well, yeah, that's how you should be looking at someone like that. Like, he's undefeated, he's dangerous, super skilled. He's been fucking sharing the training room with one of the pound for pound best fighters on planet Earth since he was like a little kid. So, yeah, he should be highly touted. But like he said himself, like, you're not the champ till you win the belt. Well, technically they say you're not the champ till you defend the belt. But shout out, done that. But nah, yeah, so he's going to win the belt, and then he's going to be off to bigger and better things. And even if he had to defend it, he would run through whoever they give him. Like, that dude's super fucking dangerous. So it's crazy. It's crazy times right now for the freestyle teams. A lot of exciting things happening.
I wanted to bring up belts. You're the man who I use as a prime example, because in my head, I think you're the only gentleman who's ever told me this. Pretty sure. Who views winning a title as a checklist. And once you've checked it off, you're like, all right, I've done that. I remember, like, the last time we spoke to each other, you were like, I've done the Australian title thing. Okay. However, you did mention earlier, new weight class, new belt. That does look very nice. I know this isn't the title fight. This is the number one contenders fight. But being back on that, like, title grind, how is it? Does it feel different now that you're at a different weight class?
Yeah, it's exciting because it's at a different weight class. Like, obviously, am I, like, super pumped? Like, fuck, I'll probably fight for another Australian title after this. Like, not really, but the fact that it's in another weight class, that looks good, right? That looks good on the resume. a belt in another weight class in the other major promotion in the country. It looks good. Then I've won the belt at Eternal. I've won the belt at Hex. Featherweight, lightweight. Like, I think that puts me back number one pound for pound, and as it should. So yeah, that is exciting. But I mean, I don't know. I even said they could, the belt should be on the line. I mean, a bunch of people have even asked me that, like, how come the belt's not on the line for this one? Arguably, it should be, but I mean, I don't really care. I'm gonna go out there, do my job, fight for the belt early next year, and then reassess with my team and my management and everyone, and find out what the best course of action is moving forward. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, when I win this fight on Saturday night, I'm the Hex lightweight champ. And then whoever wants to come and dispute me for that can come see me in March.
Well, maybe, if all does go well, maybe you'll be in a position, much like Colby is heading into this fight, where he kind of does, he is viewed as kind of the unofficially crowned king. If they, you win this fight and the next fight is for the lightweight title, who would you like to see kind of stand across from you?
Joblin. I think Joblin would be a sick fight. For me, that's my selfish sort of pick. That'd be Joblin, because obviously, like I said, he's been fighting pro since I was like an amateur. Like, I fought on his undercards as an amateur when he was like dispatching the who's who at lightweight, and whatever fucking other weight he decided to fight at. Like, dude's obviously been around the block for a while. He's had 40 plus fights or some shit, or at least 45. Yeah, I think around 40 fights. But I think Joblin, because just for my own sort of thing, it'd be cool to have that name on my record, share the cage with someone who's that experienced, who's that well-rounded from CKB. Obviously, there's a relationship between freestyle and CKB, so there's a lot of stuff. There'd be some good banter going into the fight. I could picture sort of Joe being across from Eugene in the corner and some good banter back and forth. So, it'd be sick. That'd be a sick fight. Selfishly, that's a fight that I'd want. But whoever the fuck they decide. Hopefully it's someone, a name that they put forward that gets you excited, that gets people excited, and people go, fuck, stylistically, that's a cool fight. Because, you don't really want to, like, Kieran's well-rounded, he can grapple, he can strike, and he's super experienced. Like, it's going to give you a high-level mixed martial arts fight. You want someone like that who's going to either give you something that's going to be like a crazy test, or someone who's just going to bring the best out of you, who's going to be dangerous, and you're going to have to be like, fuck, I've got to be on for this, because this guy can kill me at any point. So whoever they decide, but first things first, obviously, I got to go deal with Raph, and then, that's what I'm focused on. I'm going to go out there, do what I know I can do, just trust in my skills, trust in my abilities, trust in my preparation, and then, yeah, ideally, I'd call for Joblin. I'd want that fight. Because like I said, it'd be just cool to share the cage with someone like that. And obviously, it's easy having fights like that because there's no like animosity. There's nothing like that. You don't have to the fight's going to generate a lot of hype just like that. Like, you don't have to talk a bunch of shit. I don't have to like try and fabricate anything or play a character or do anything. Like, I say it all the time. I don't know. I don't really put anything on for the cameras or anything like that. Like, I'm the same all the time, and everyone knows I'm outspoken. Everyone knows I kind of just say what I got to say and deal with it as it is. And I feel like that's going to continue to benefit me and allow me to sort of capitalize on hype and keep myself relevant in the sport and in the game. Not like a lot of these other dudes that are one way on camera, and then when they come up to you in person, they're like a little kid at Christmas meeting Santa Claus. They're like, oh my God, it's Lockjaw. But nah, it is what it is. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this fight, but I'm excited for the possibility of fighting for the lightweight title against hopefully a fucking absolute monster like a Kieran Joblin or whoever else they decide. But even then, you look at the landscape of lightweight, it's fucking weird. Most of the other lightweights are all tied to Eternal. Obviously, Harry Webb's the Eternal champ now. He's probably never going to fight on Hex again. Same with Luke Daly. That's neither here nor there. You got Don Marfan tied to Eternal. Jack Becker tied to Eternal. So it's like, yeah, it kind of leaves you. To be honest, it's probably I wouldn't be surprised if I end up in a spot where I'm kind of just like, fuck, who am I meant to fight? But at least if you're the champ, they're going to get you, or fighting for a belt, or you're the champ, or whatever, they're going to get you someone. They'll get someone. They'll fly someone in. They'll get me someone. Because they'll want to capitalize on the fact that, they got someone who's defending a belt, who's on the cusp of potentially big opportunities. Because at the end of the day, like, both the promotions aside, doesn't matter who it is. They just want to capitalize on what makes them look the best. I said this to you in the car on the drive over here because we shared a car ride over here, but you guys can imagine how that went.
You kept trying to reach over and touch me. It was weird.
I did, but I'm only human. But like I said to you then, promoters are like the creepy old dudes that come into strip clubs and pay the same stripper over and over and over, and then like get lap dances, and they like fall in love, and they think that she's gonna leave with them and they're gonna be together and live this happily ever after, and that's not it. You're gonna pay me to do a little bit of something for you, but at the end of the day, I'm going home by myself.
She doesn't love you, mate.
Yeah, I don't love you. So yeah, I know that. Like, if I'm, like these promoters, that's just how you got to treat it, and this promotions, that's how you got to treat it. Like, let's be honest, this is a working relationship. You want me to go out there and provide you with a good product in the cage with what I do and what I do in the lead up and how I promote the fights, which I do very fucking well. And then, obviously, I want opportunities and I want fights, and I want to be looked after in that sense. So it's cool. That's how it should be, and that's the easiest way to be. I think people get too attached from both ends. People get too attached to promotions, and promotions get too attached to fighters, and it's like, it doesn't need to be that complicated. With Hex, it's been fucking easy. Like, they know what I want, I know what they want. I'm going to give them their product, they're going to give me opportunities, and it's cool. I've got nothing but good things to say. So, and same with Eternal. Like, that's the thing. I'm probably one of the few fighters that has like a really good relationship with both promotions and both promoters, and despite the competitiveness between the promotions, and despite I don't know if there's like a rivalry between promoters, that doesn't matter to me. I've got a good relationship with everyone. I kind of just do my thing, and people know what to expect. So yeah, I'm fucking looking forward to giving them more to sort of capitalize on, and giving them sort of another layer to the product that they're trying to sell when they are promoting me as a fighter. So I think it leads to big things.
I did want to bring that up to you. That's going to make no sense. I did want to bring that up to you. You said that I kind of do. Lightweight's in a weird place, and it's almost like you're jumping into I don't want to say shallow pool, because I feel like that implies that the talent's not good. It's a very talent-rich division, not like necessarily a lot of players,
Yeah.
And you said there that, if you're a champion, they'll find you fights. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes. But there's no question there. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to let my thoughts be known. If I think I can assume the answer to this question, but I'll still ask it. You're a man who is fighting for a number one contendership. If the man that you stand across from whenever that title fight comes didn't have to have a number one contenders fight, if they just get put in against you, would that upset you?
Nah, not really. I mean, obviously, I'm a man that feels like you gotta earn your spot, like I've always done. I had to win 3-4 fights on the trot to fight for my Australian title. So I feel like I did the work and I earned it. I wasn't given anything. But nah, like, as long as they're someone with a fucking good record and they're on a win streak, whatever. Like, I don't care if it's something like that needs to make sense. If you're fucking Semakade Kembo, you're not fighting me for a lightweight title. Like, that's not going to make any sense. Like, that would upset me. If some flop who's on a losing streak and doesn't deserve to fight for the title, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Same with Abdallah, right? If Abdallah beats Michael Barber, I'm sure he'd want to fight George Mangos. If George Mangos doesn't go off to bigger and better things, or maybe he'd want to fight for a vacant featherweight title. But you're not winning against a guy that's not a good fight for you, just first off. But you're not winning a fight like that and then against a guy that I've beaten twice and then fighting me for a belt at lightweight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense, and I've got to get... If I'm fighting someone now to, I guess, get my shot at the lightweight title, then I don't care who they slot in, as long as, it's not someone that's just getting gifted something just based on some shit that makes no sense. And no disrespect to either of those guys. Like, they're very dangerous fucking guys, and they deserve big opportunities. It's Australian MMA, and like we just spoke about, these fucking weight divisions and talent pools and promotions and everything, like, opportunities are few and far between. But yeah, I just want to fight someone who's dangerous, who's on a win streak, and who's going to fucking sell a fight with me. Not someone that is just slotted into a fucking position just because of some weird fabricated fucking competitive rivalry that's not really there, and they just post things on social media. It needs to be like, yeah, it needs to either be organically generated hype and build up for a fight, or it's got to be with someone who's just you got mutual respect for and they're super dangerous and they're on a win streak, and you can just kind of go, fuck yeah, let's get this dangerous fight. Where people look at the fight and they go, holy fuck, you got Justin fighting Joblin, that's insane. And then you go, there's a story there, there's a background there, there's so many little things to pick out. I've trained with him. I used to fight on his undercards when I was an amateur. Like, there's this fucking storyline. That's what this sport is based on, storylines. What's the fucking storyline going to be from Sam? Nothing. He's a weird dude that says weird shit, and he had like a weird fucking beef with my teammate, and then he lost, and he hasn't fought since then, and that's fine. But like, what's the storyline going to be there?
Why have you jumped on the name Semakade Kinghammer? Do you know something? Has something been offered?
No, that's the last thing I need is some shit like that thrown my way that makes no sense. Like I said, full respect to that dude. He's super dangerous and he's got fucking some talent and some skill and stuff. But the bro's got to like string some shit together to make sense.
You mentioned Abdallah Biada. He is also fighting on this card. He's fighting Michael Barber, a man you've shared the cage with. If he's victorious, do you think he would call out you?
Probably. I don't fuck, bro. That dude is another one, man. Like, he's fucking a super nice dude when he comes up to you in person, and he's like real fucking respectful and will shake your hand, and then he'll be like, oh, we should, like, you know, respectfully, we should fight, and blah, blah. And then, yeah, we've seen it. Gets on social media and just acts like a turkey. Same with his coach, bro. They're just like, come up to you in person. Like, I was in fucking kick-ass MMA when I fought Costa. I was in your gym. You were there. You saw me there. And then I'm at your gym. Where's that same energy? Why would you let me come train at your gym then? But then at the event, you do an interview and you're like, fuck that guy. Blah, blah. Like, it's just, I'm not like that. And if I've got like a rule, right, I'll let you do that one or two times, and just out of like principle, I'll see how you are and see what you do. But like, there won't be a third. If you come up to me trying to be nice to me when you're like completely different elsewhere, I'll just slap you. Like, it's just how it is. It's just how it is. Like, that's how it is where I'm from, and that's how I just am. Like, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but if you just, yeah, like, I don't know, man. Be you. Just be you. If you're a fucking nice guy, be a nice guy. If you're completely outspoken and you just say shit and you fucking just stick to your guns, do that. But just be you. Don't be one thing and then another. I can't gel with that. Don't be a Colby Covington. Don't do that. Don't play this character and then rock up to a fight and just not perform, or don't keep don't keep the same sort of thing. Like, if you're going to be like this dude who's like playing a villain or whatever, do that then. If that's you, be that. I'm on board. I don't care who it is. But yeah, I just can't deal with people that are like one way and then on camera and on socials and then fucking in person, they're like, super nice, want to come shake your hand and everything's fucking cool. What are we doing?
Talking about a possible Kieran Joblin fight, you kind of touched on it, but I thought it'd be interesting to ask. How do you think Joe and Eugene would go cornering against each other? They're two men who have been in the trenches together for so long on so many battles. How would it be for them, do you think, to have to go against each other?
They've done it before. There'd be some banter. They had to do it when Volk fought Shane Young. So obviously, I think it was Joe and Brad Riddell were in Volk's corner, and then I believe Eugene, potentially Dan, were in Shane Young's corner. So they've done it before, and obviously there's like a good relationship there between them and a good banter there. So I reckon it'd be fucking cool. I reckon it'd be full of banter. The whole thing would just be fucking fun. It'd just make the whole thing more fun. And then just two dangerous guys getting in there from two world-class gyms doing their thing. So I don't know. I reckon it sells itself, to be honest. Like I said, there'd be no need for any sort of build-up or anything. Like, the fight's it's a huge fight, and it's two of the biggest gyms in the region, two of their best prospects, and then fucking fighting on a big promotion, fighting for a title. Like, it's the shit that you want to see, and there's a cool storyline there. So, it's fucking wicked, man. I think that'd be my first choice, to be fair. But at the end of the day, man, if they come to us and they go, here's the person, and whatever they offer is, makes sense to us, then cool, I'll fight fucking whoever, bro. Like, I don't care who it is. and I don't care. I don't care who it is, and I don't care what weight it is. Like if it has to be Abdallah, it has to be Abdallah. If it has to be Sam, it has to be Sam. If it has to be fucking whoever, I don't care as long as it's got to make sense. And if it makes sense, cool. Let's do it.
Justin, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. We talked about many things last time. Some of this I want to pick your brain on now that it's happened. I asked you about the Israel Adesanya Dricus du Plessis fight. Got your thoughts on it before the fight. That fight has happened. Obviously, your connection with City Kickboxing and your connection with South Africa. What did you think of that fight?
Fucking banger, man. I thought, I was obviously watching it. I was there, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was a sick fight. I thought Izzy looked great. I thought he looked bigger. I looked physically bigger, physically stronger. He looked like he was hitting hard. He was crisp. Obviously, and then Dricus he just showed another layer of just toughness again, where he's like taking hard shots, just just in the fire pretty much. And then it's just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna win this fight now. Like I'm just gonna find a way to win, which is not surprising that that's how the fight ended up. How the fight ended was not surprising, but it was surprising how well it was going for Izzy right before that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he was experiencing crazy adversity and then that was like the final sort of bit of icing on the cake. It was like he was fucking doing well. Like he was doing it, obviously following his game plan. He was hitting Dricus with hard shots. He was, fighting a good fight. Looked like he was having fun in there. And Dricus obviously was well prepared for his fight, so he as well. And then he capitalized on what he knew he could have and fucking got the win in a crazy way too, right? What a moment. Izzy points to the ground. Dricus catches him with a shot, follows him down with a takedown, and then snatches the neck, and that's fucking all she wrote. Banger. Am I surprised that that's how it ended? Not really, because that was always how I think it would go. If it went Dricus' way, was he would get a hold of him and potentially get his neck and fucking choke him, and that's kind of what we saw happen. But it's a weird spot to be in, because obviously, we've got that connection with City Kickboxing, and like you want to see fucking Izzy go out there and kill it, but at the same time, like, it's hard to fucking see someone else do well and then have to see like one of my sort of people from my home country lose out, especially when Dricus being the champion right now has probably generated so much fucking hype for the sport and build up for the sport in South Africa, and you're probably going to see like a bunch of little kids want to take up sort of wrestling, jiu-jitsu, MMA, and fucking pursue the sport, and that's cool. It's a cool thing to have. So like, it's a weird dynamic. I was fucking in two minds watching the fight, but I can't lie. But no, it was cool. It was a cool fight to watch and kind of played out. How it ended, the sort of how it played out was surprising and caught me off guard, and I was like fucking loving every second of it. But then how it ended was not surprising, because that's how I thought Dricus would win. If he did get the win, would be some sort of submission.
If we could put the WWE hat on for one moment, you mentioned how you like storylines in fights. This is a business built off storylines. You said you didn't know if there was something you could offer George Mangos. If what you could bring into a fight with that. George Mangos, Justin Van Heerden 2 belt versus career match.
Yes, we could do that. Now, what we could do is we could do a winner leaves type match, like they've done over the years. We could do that, like, not Australia, because that's a bit extreme, because I like Australia. I don't want to leave Australia. It'd be fucking weird if I get deported back to South Africa, but
Go train with Dricus.
yeah, what we'll get. Make it like good. Yeah, it got to be some special fucking thing on it like that.
Leaves division or leaves promotion?
Just fucking leaves, bro. Nah,
leaves. Get out.
No, we'll do like an I quit match. It's not over till they say I quit.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I reckon if we're gonna do that, yeah, we'll do that. That makes it enticing. Hear another man say I quit. It's kind of zesty and masculine all at the same time. I rate it.
And finally, from me, you mentioned earlier about if George wins this upcoming fight, he might be on to better and bigger and better things. In any context, whether it be a rematch offer, which obviously if anyone knows who you are, they know you like settling scores, so you'd always be keen for that. The belt becomes vacant, whatever context it is. If you're offered a featherweight title fight, would you go back down, or are you done with featherweight?
Oh, if they offer me a title fight, I'll go down. Like, yeah. If they offer me, yeah, that's sort of the only thing that makes sense, right? If I fight for At featherweight, I mean, would be if a title fight, because I know that then, it just generates, you're going to get the most hype out of something like that at featherweight. Like if I just beat fucking someone who's just a contender, like, doesn't really, people are just going to be like, oh, well, that's supposed to happen. Like, or it's not really the boost that I need or that I want. So, yeah, if they offer me a fight at featherweight, I'd fight at featherweight regardless of who it is. It doesn't have to be George Mangos. Obviously, from a competitive point of view, like, you want to get that one back, right? Same as when I lost to Costa in the first fight. You just want to get it back because like, you're just competitive. You want to get it back. Like, I don't dislike the guy. I don't fucking hate him and be like, oh, fuck that guy. Like, he's a nice dude. He's super, super cool, super respectful. Fucking good to see him sort of carrying that momentum on. But, yeah, from a competitor's point of view, 100%, I'd want that back. For sure.
Justin Van Heerden, it's always a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so much for having me in the secure location. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck in the fight, my friend. Thank you very much for the time.
Let's go.